All right, I'll say it again because it's deep and esoteric. And actually, the first lines, it made me think of something. Usually this stuff, you know, the higher the teaching, the more seemingly incomprehensible it is for the usual mind. And also the more possible meanings it may have and applications. So, but I read this, if you want to shrink something, you must first allow it to expand. And this hit me like that's in terms of somatic processing or dealing with our pain body, with our suffering. We want to shrink it, basically. I mean, it's legitimate. We want to have less of this suffering. However, most of the tools, therapeutical tools or whatever spiritual modality tools, psychedelic procedures, anything that is worth its salt, from what I found, it first expands it. So before I can be able to diminish the suffering, I first need to let it come out of the box because it's pressurized in the box, and that itself is suffering. So yeah, if you want to get rid of something, you must first allow it to flourish. And so, yeah, if we want to get rid of this, the source of the sum of the suffering that we have, like limiting core beliefs or limiting core identities, or this mechanism of holding back of myself and being inauthentic. And in order to get rid of this, I need first to be really aware of them. And I need even to almost, that's what this work is doing. It's almost kind of to flush them out. And then it's unpleasant because it's like I have these feelings that I had in childhood and I didn't like them, and it's unpleasant. But that's the way to go. It first needs to be allowed on the here, so we can bring the mother, which is like presence or the aware presence. You know, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Thich Nhat Hanh. Thich Nhat Hanh, he had this metaphor that the emotion or triggers are like the crying baby. When I'm triggered, angry, or sad, or unworthy, or something, and it's like a crying baby, like and what does the baby need when it's a baby? It needs comfort, needs the mother, basically, somehow needs the mother. And then the mother comes. Like a good mother is not like, hey, what's going on? Knock it off, knock it off. What is this? Stop it, stop it. Or like, oh, or like, hey, you know, little baby, don't worry because it's going to be okay, because, you know, you're going to have a good life. And little baby, there's nothing to worry about. And, you know, all these physiological things you are dealing with, they are normal. So just let it go. No, doesn't work. So it needs to the mother be like, oh, what's going on? And takes the baby. And it's just being with the baby, allowing the baby to cry, but in the contact of the mother, being patient and present and available and loving, meeting the crying, something mysterious is happening, and then the baby settles. So Thich Nhat Hanh, this Zen monk who passed recently, I recommend to check him out, especially for first dimension practices, meaning like presence, mindfulness, being more conscious. He was saying in this metaphor, the mother is mindfulness, or the mother is consciousness or presence. And when the baby is crying, like my emotions or my trigger, then the best thing to do is to bring the mother, the energy of the mother, which is this being aware, the energy of the being aware, and not try to quiet the baby, not try to give it a joint to the baby, or watch some TV or something. It's just witnessing, being like lovingly accepting the baby crying and just being aware of it. Yeah, so that's nice sequel for what we're going to do today.